Hello guys and welcome to all those training to become Super Saiyans. This is Revolution. So there has been some major news in the community. I am not the first to report on it, so you may be aware of it, but Herms on his Twitter account has released an interview with some of the Dragon Ball Super production team for his website Konzenshu. Guys, if you don't know about Konzenshu, it's a must if you're in the Dragon Ball community. Go check out konzenshu.com, as well as follow Herms himself on Twitter, Todd Blankenship at Herms98. If you do go over there to follow him, make sure you give him a thanks because he is an outstanding translator for our community and he is a credit to our community. But this is what he put in bullet points as major takeaways from the interview. So it's on your screen basically, so you can just read it. But the first bullet point is they cannot say when Dragon Ball Super is going to end, as the universe survival arc is just heating up. So there is no end date for Dragon Ball Super. Anybody fretting about the end of Dragon Ball Super, you need not fret anymore. They don't have a planned date to close Dragon Ball Super. The second point, they cannot say whether or not Dragon Ball Super will link up with the original ending to the manga anime, as Toriyama has not yet decided how Dragon Ball Super is going to end. So obviously what they're referring to is the end of Z, the World Tournament at the end of Dragon Ball Z, where Goku basically meets Oob for the first time and then flies off with Oob afterwards. Now, I personally hope they do stick to that ending, but here at least the producers aren't sure whether that is going to be the case. However, Toyo Taro has said that Dragon Ball Super is closing in on the end of Z. That doesn't necessarily mean it will be the end of Dragon Ball Super. It just means that Dragon Ball Super could potentially overlap Dragon Ball Z's ending. Here's hoping. The third bullet point, the Universal Survival Arc appears to be slated to run through to March 2018. This tournament is nowhere near finished, and that would make sense because we're only 26 minutes of the way through this tournament. There's still 22 minutes remaining. It feels like a long time ago since this tournament actually kicked off, and considering the Universal Survival Arc started in something like episode 78, but they are taking their time with this tournament. The tournament's just heating up. I have thoroughly enjoyed this Tournament of Power so far. Don't get me wrong, it started to slow down a little bit lately, but the fact that they are saying it's just heating up suggests there's even better things to come. So I'm incredibly excited, but none more so than the next bullet point on this list. Toriyama certainly has something in mind for a continued story. So it's important not to take it out of context because they haven't confirmed that Dragon Ball Super will be continuing after the Tournament of Power. But Toriyama has something in mind for a continued story. This suggests that he has arcs planned in the future following the Tournament of Power. Now, the fact that Akira Toriyama has some ideas in mind suggests that he is still motivated to continue the Dragon Ball franchise, which is great for us because as long as Toriyama is involved and still motivated to continue creating new stories, I really can't see Dragon Ball Super ending, especially as Toei are making a bucket load of money from this series itself. Earlier in the year we got a financial forecast for Dragon Ball Super and it was extremely positive. The worldwide sales forecast in 2018 are even above that of One Piece, which bodes incredibly well for the future of Dragon Ball Super, at least in Toei's regard. In terms of the anime, as long as the key players are motivated to continue creating new stories, then it bodes extremely well. Toei are a business, they want to make money. Right now they are making a bucket load, and even if you look at the world that Toriyama is expanding for us, it is so expansive it would be a waste not to explore it further. And to add on top of that, even Dragon Ball games like Dokkan Battle is succeeding, and even the Dragon Ball Xenoverse games have sold 8 million in total between Xenoverse 1 and Xenoverse 2. Then we have Dragon Ball FighterZ coming out in January. This franchise is strong. There's nothing to fret about right now. At least that's my take on it. The bullet points go on to say there is nothing to announce right now regarding the future potential for things like additional crossovers. I really hope we get crossovers. Television specials. I really hope we get television specials or theatrical films. I'm not that bothered about theatrical films. The next bullet point is additional announcements will come in due time starting later this year. So there's going to be something else to announce, something big hopefully, and hopefully not the end of Dragon Ball Super. Like I said, I don't believe that will be likely, but the fact that they're announcing that there's announcements to make suggests that it's going to be positive. So now on to my favourite part, and that's speculating about the future of Dragon Ball Super. Now, if you're new to my channel, guys, make sure you subscribe, because on my channel, I do pretty much everything. I do news, reviews, theories, power scaling involving dimensional feats, anything, you name it, I pretty much do it. Just give my library a little check and I'm sure you will find something in there that you enjoy. So, Toriyama certainly has something in mind for a continued story, alluding to a potential new arc after the Tournament of Power. So here are 5 ideas that I've conjured up just through hints in the series as to what we could get in the future. So, number 1 on that list, obviously it's a Planet Sadala arc. This would require both Universe 6 and Universe 7 to survive the tournament, or Vegeta to win the Tournament of Power and wish Planet Sadal to Universe 7. Vegeta has pretty much taken Cabba under his wing as a student, and Cabba also promised to take Vegeta to Planet Sadala so he could meet the king of all Saiyans on Planet Sadal, and Vegeta is planning on holding him to that promise by even giving his one wish by winning the Tournament of Power to revive Planet Sadal should it be erased. Anyhow, Goku is also pretty much becoming a bit of a master to Kale and Caulifla. Even though they're fighting right now, he is pretty much giving them tutelage on how to achieve new transformations. This is definitely a potential story or potential avenue Dragon Ball Super can take after the Tournament of Power, and I think we would all like to see a Planet Sadal arc. The second one on this list is obviously an Oob arc. We are coming to the end of Z, and if Dragon Ball Super decides to keep that ending and continue with it, we could get Oob learning his trade with Goku. We vaguely got it in Dragon Ball GT. As GT started 10 years after the end of Z, we saw the fruition of the training, but this time we could get the journey of Oob's training. It could also be a reason Majin Buu was taken out of this tournament, because he could play a pivotal role in Oob's upbringing. I personally would love to see that. I think that would be a great arc. Whether it would be a long arc or a short arc, I don't know, but it would still be very fascinating. A third potential arc. If Frieza wins the Tournament of Power, he intends to control the gods. That's a scary thought. Frieza is the Emperor of Evil. You know what? He could win this tournament if his plan goes to plan. If he was able to control someone like Zeno, which he's implying he wants to do, who's going to save Zeno? It's obviously going to have to be the Z Warriors. They are going to have to fight Frieza in possibly a even more powerful form than his golden state. Don't quote me on that, that's just me speculating, but he could revive the Frieza army and make it a multiversal army. It would pretty much mean doom and gloom for all our heroes, but obviously they will overcome it somehow and topple Frieza yet again. It would be the ROF saga we deserved, not the one we got. A fourth potential arc would be something to do with the Daishinkan. Whis told us that the Daishinkan is in the top 5 fighters in the multiverse. Who are these other top fighters? Are they bad guys? Are they good guys? There's a lot of mysticism revolving around the Daishinkan, which makes him an incredibly fascinating character. We've already seen hints that basically portray him as an evil being or a being with something in hiding, but then he's also seemed pretty kind at times. Who knows? Who knows which way they're going to go with it? Will Goku learn to master Ultra Instinct under Daishinkan, or will he have to use Ultra Instinct against Daishinkan? Who knows right now? But the next step up in terms of Goku becoming more powerful, you have to look at the Daishinkan as a possible master or villain. A fifth potential option, even further expanding the Dragon Ball universe beyond what we know currently, and that's even including the Megaverse that I've talked about many times in my video. that Zeno's house resides at. I made a video yesterday called The One Above Zeno. Is Zeno truly the one above all in the Dragon Ball universe, or is there something more out there? I'll link that video at the end of this video so you can check it out. It's very fascinating. But with the World of Void, we're already seeing this series moving to the 5th dimension and so forth. So who knows, they may move into the 6th and 7th dimensions and we might get those kind of beings. Could our heroes take on those kind of foes? I'm not quite sure they can right now, but Akira Toriyama has expanded the Dragon Ball verse in Dragon Ball Super so significantly. Who's to say he has to stop where we're at right now? I hope he continues with this lore expansion because it's brilliant. So guys, they are 5 potential arcs that could be coming after the Tournament of Power in Dragon Ball Super, but that is just our speculation. Take it with a pinch of salt for now, but it is abundantly clear that there is a plethora of avenues Dragon Ball Super can take after the Tournament of Power, and here's hoping they take those avenues. Now, they are quite obvious potential arcs. Do you believe you've noticed any other potential arcs that could come up in Dragon Ball Super? Try and keep it grounded, but let me know in the comments section all your potential arcs. What would you like to see? If you like my videos, make sure you smash that like button with a big bang attack. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And remember one very important final message. If you stay calm in any vexing situation, you will never, ever become a Super Saiyan. Make sure you click that subscribe button to make sure you get all my latest content straight to your account as soon as it's released. And here are some more videos from my library, which I'm sure you will all enjoy.